Alright guys, we're back and we are walking. So we're taking you guys on a walk for the very first time to discuss important business. Is that a squirrel? Oh my god, it's a dead bird!
It's a crow.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Hi guys, so we're taking you on our usual walk that we do in the summer. But as you can see, it's clearly not the summer anymore.
No, it's so cold.
Windy and wet and humid. And we're walking next to a school, so there's some noise.
It's like a gym.
Yeah, they're having gym class probably. But
hey guys,
yeah.
So the purpose of this video is to discuss our plans. So when we initially came to Lithuania, we only decided to come for a year. Right? I don't know if you guys remember me saying that in the videos previously, but I don't know how many times I said it.
I think you said 6 months to a year, actually.
Yeah. All right, so earlier this year, we decided that we wanted to live in Lithuania for a little bit. For me, I wanted to do it for at least a year. And guess what? In 2 months, it will be officially a year since we've been here. And now we're thinking that it's time for us to move on to our new destination, which may very well be where?
Oh, I had a hiccup. I can't even get it out. Well, that destination may be America.
Yeah. Speaking of America,
did you know that Americans lost over $12.5 million to online scams in 2023? It's important to protect your online data, like your email, social media accounts, the usernames and passwords you've created over the years. That's why I'm happy to introduce you to today's video sponsor, Reason Labs. They built a really easy way to detect and respond to online threats, the Online Security Extension. It's just like a little add-on to your browser to make life easier for you. There are several benefits you'll get by using this extension, including 24/7 threat detection to help you feel secure, personal information protection to help you guard your identity, and suspicious website blocking so you don't have to worry in case you end up on a website you shouldn't be on. As someone who's worked in fraud for many years, I'm all for having any and all help to help protect my identity and my data. I downloaded the extension, signed up, and saw quite a bit of concerning information, going back years ago for various websites that I barely remember even existed. The Online Security Extension makes it easy to fix things though, and with a click of a button, I was able to protect my identity and vulnerable information like my email and passwords. So one of the best things is, the Online Security Extension is free to try. So all you have to do is scroll down to the pinned comment, click the link in there or in the description, whatever you prefer, download it, install it on your browser, and then just give it a try. I highly recommend giving it a shot. It's free to try. My parents already downloaded it, and I hope you guys do the same. Thanks again to Reason Labs for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the rest. Since we've been here for almost a year now, we see how things are heading. We've been thinking, maybe it's time to wrap it up, pack it up, and go back to the US. So we decided to do a few things to prepare for that trip. So I decided to take a class to like improve my skills in the field that I was already in before we left. That was actually quite grueling, and it took a whole month of every day of like 9 to 5, and thank you for saving my life and talking me off the ledge almost every single day and making me food, so it was actually pretty nice. Another thing, what else did we start doing? We started looking at apartments in the neighborhood we used to live in and other places that we considered living in, and that probably depressed me the most. Honestly, looking at apartments in the US made me so sad because I see how much they cost and I know the conditions that they're in, and I'm just like, bruh, I'm gonna pay like 4 times more and it's gonna be just noise and like craziness, especially in the type of neighborhoods that we're looking at. So it's like either live far away in the middle of nowhere or like live in the heart of the city and just deal with the craziness. So yeah, so those two things that we started looking at. We started looking at jobs. So that actually makes me happy because the jobs in Lithuania don't pay that much compared to what they do in the US. So it's like a balance that we're trying to strike. Yeah, it's I guess it's kind of like a time to reflect video because I don't know, like it's a lot of mixed emotions about this decision because it feels like the time that we spent here literally flew by.
Yeah, true.
Because we came in January. We spent a really nice summer here. We did a whole bunch of stuff, traveled, saw people came to visit us. Even your mom was here. Like, it's kind of surreal, you know? And my parents came and we got to see my grandma. We got to see all these different countries. And then like, boom, it's November. And it's like... sad and depressing here. It's the most depressing month in Lithuania is November because it starts to get cold, the leaves fall off the trees, it's wet, it's like
Gray.
people are like, all right, winter, hurry up and come, so it could snow, so it could be lighter out, because right now it's the middle of the day, but it feels like it's night. So yeah, that's kind of where we are.
Even though we are kind of up in the air about whether we should go back or not, we also have to acknowledge that we are pretty lucky to be able to leave our lives in the US for like an entire year and come here to Lithuania and try to, I don't know, live life a different way. And I must say that if it wasn't for YouTube and people like you that watch us, we pretty much wouldn't be able to do it, to live this like non-traditional life, to get up and pack up our bags and go to Croatia if we want to, and go to this place if we want to. And we are able to do this while we are still so young and we don't have kids. So I think we are thankful to be able to experience life in this way. Now going back to the US will be definitely a reality check for us to kind of like get our lives back on the right track, as most of our subscribers would like to say, because you guys think that we live a non-traditional, unconventional, and sometimes a stupid, unplanned life. Yeah, we read the comments, guys. We've seen it. But the thing is, life is different from when you guys are growing up and now that we are growing up. So I don't think that it is possible to think of life the same way. But anyways, speaking of non-traditional life, another thing that's happening right now is we are planning to go back to the US in a weird time, right? We just had an election. Half of the country is unhappy. The other half seems to be happy. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are scared of the outcome of the election and what might happen in the future to America. And just the other day, Smith was talking to his dad and he's like, do you guys really think that you should be coming back at this time? We don't know if it's the best time to come back, but I want to be close to my mom, so I don't mind going back. And we already know what the US have to offer, and we've done it for 4 years already. So what's another 4 years, right? So with all that being said, I guess it begs the question: do you guys think that we are making a mistake by moving back to the US, if we do decide to move back? Because we're still like on the fence of if we're gonna do that or not.
Right.
Do you guys think it's a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea? I really like to see the comments in the discussion, because like our parents are telling us one thing and then people are telling us the other thing, but of course we have our own opinion of what we want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think.
I also would like to hear in the comments, like, what would you do? So you could tell me, oh, it's a great idea or it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But what would you do in our shoes?
Yeah, true. What would you do? You have the opportunity to live in the US, work in the US, and be closer to family, or you can stay here in Europe. We can actually move to any country in Europe. Yep. Because it is pretty fluid. Simas could get a job almost in any country here. It's obviously not going to be very easy. I can also get a job here because I also have my degree. We can continue doing social media because that actually was able to allow us to live for a year. And yeah, what would you guys do if you were in our shoes? Thinking like a millennial. If you are able to live the life that we live right now, what would you do?
I guess one thing we just have to kind of add as to why this decision is not so straightforward to just go back over there. Life here is kind of like easy, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah.
It's pretty calm, quiet, and it's kind of what I mentioned earlier when I was talking.
Super safe. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's actually very safe, and one reason we know that, like, not just from like online forums and like what people say when they come here, but we spoke to some foreigners here and they're like, yeah, like, I feel very safe here, I feel comfortable, and people are pretty helpful. If there's any questions, like, even if we don't speak the language, they're gonna go on Google Translate and just like try to figure it out. But like, women walk outside here in like at midnight with big noise blocking earphones, like in the middle of the park, and like nothing happens. So
yeah,
it's a really nice thing to see. And kids also run around anytime, anywhere by themselves. So it just makes it look like a comfortable, like, nice place to raise a family.
That's one thing I noticed about how much how responsible kids are here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they go to school on their own, they ride their bikes to school, they walk home alone,
Yep.
and no one's bothering them. No kids are ending up missing. Like, it's such a difference when we compare it to, you know, things that happen in the US or other places in the world. Of course, Lithuania is not an ideal society.
No,
it's not a perfect place, and we are not trying to make it sound like it is.
Not at all.
But these small things that are really important to us are very much a part of the reason why we came here to start and raise a family. And I think also, like, the life that we're able to live here, like, it's so peaceful, it's so calm. We wake up in the morning, we do our exercises, we go for a midday walk, we make sure that we get 10,000 steps in a day. We're probably at our most healthiest that we've ever been. The food here is highly regulated by, like, the European government, so we know the things that we're putting in our bodies. We don't have, like, what is it called, red 40 dye in things that we buy. Like, it's
like Skittles
so
are banned,
important, you know, like. And that's one thing that I don't see changing in the US, right?
No.
I'm not putting the US down, but it goes for everybody that lives in the US for, like, a better America, starting from the foods that we eat.
Absolutely.
You know, like, I feel like there should be much more responsibility taken to make sure that the food that we consume in the US is better for our bodies, man.
Yeah. As your mother would say, it's plastic. So since we mentioned all the good stuff, you guys of course have to hear the other side, because we keep it real here. One major thing that's a drawback in Lithuania is obviously how much money people are able to be paid for jobs. And
People don't make that much.
Yeah, the jobs here, they have increased significantly in how much people used to make back in the day, like when I was a kid, but it's still lagging behind, like, Germany and Norway and Sweden and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not up to the, like, European standard of comfort yet. What else? The
weather is terrible when it's not the summer.
The weather sucks, yeah. Right now the weather is definitely not it.
No.
But the summers are really nice.
Yeah.
I must say. But when it's not summer, it's just like, you kind of want to stay indoors and, like, lay in bed all day and and watch TV. Scary movies.
No.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter season for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pay is low, and I think that is such a pain point for a lot of people. A lot of migrants, when they come here, the pay is significantly low, but the cost of living is also low, so it's kind of on par. But like you said, things are changing, pay rates are increasing. Also, the price of food is increasing too. And what else? It's kind of hard to do business here. It's easy to set up a business, but to get into business, I feel like the society here, people don't trust anyone, so it's hard for you to establish yourself as, like, a company like we were trying to do. So that may be difficult if that's something that you're looking to do when you come here. If you're coming as, like, a regular employee, then you don't really care about that point.
Right. Yeah, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Another thing that people are concerned about, obviously there's the war in Ukraine. Keyword in Ukraine, but to a lot of people it's still too close to home. So it's something that is still kind of hanging in people's minds, and it's if you go to any of the Baltic countries or, like, anywhere that's had anything to do with Russia ever, it's going to be definitely a pain point that people feel, like, uncomfortable to invest, or they think it's maybe not the right place or the right time to settle here. But people are still coming here, and people are still living their lives. But yeah, that's kind of, like, the main downsides, I guess, of what we've had from our experience living here.
And I guess we'll definitely see some people say, if you hate America so much, then why would you come back? We never once said we hated America.
No.
We never said it.
Just criticize it.
I criticized Jamaica. I criticized Lithuania.
We just did. We just criticized Lithuania too. So.
I criticized the places that I've been to, right? Because nowhere is perfect. Every place that we've visited could use a little bit of improvement,
Absolutely.
You know? So...
Oh, thank God. My hand was about to break.
Yeah. So like for us, when you come to our channel, expect to get the most raw, unbiased opinions, because that's just who we are. We are not people that are gonna pretty things up. And like, I used to do that because I did not like when people disagree with me in the comments, but I realized that it's not worth it. What's the point of lying? We all know what it is, you know? So let me not like make my personality come out too much. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Let us know what you think down below from the points that we've raised. And I think I'm really looking forward to seeing the discussion in the comments for this video. Right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. And also thanks again to Reason Labs for sponsoring the video. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys next time.
And it's raining.
Oh yeah.
All right, bye guys.